he's speaking. Okay. And now let me introduce Travis Bailey. Okay, that is Travis Bailey. He's from America. He is lawyer. Okay, and he's an English teacher, and he's going to tell us something interesting. Okay, so please.
Hello. My name is Travis Bailey. In America, classes are less formal. Formalny. Yes.
Yeah, you speak Russian sometimes too.
Yes, thank you. Yes, classes are less formal, so I'm going to be a little less formal. As my good friend Vlad said, I am from America. I am from Washington, D.C. I was a lawyer for 7 years there, and I've been in Moscow for 8 months. What I'm going to do is, Vlad has asked me to talk about myself, a little bit about America, and so I'm going to do that now. Okay. Vlad has asked me to talk about my past in America, my law business, teaching in Russia. I've been teaching here in Russia for 8 months, and America and Russian life. First of all, my past. Okay, I am from America. This is America. And this is Blackfoot, Idaho. It's this tiny, 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 small city, very, very small, of about 10,000 people. That's where I grew up. This is where I grew up. Very beautiful. Many trees. Many trees, yes. It's high, high desert. Does anybody know what the word desert is? What is a desert? Desert. What is a desert? In English. What is a desert?
In English.
What is it?
What is a desert?
What is a desert?
Sand. Sand is there.
Yes.
Yes.
A lot of sand, yes.
Yes.
This is a
No
desert.
people.
Thank
No
you.
people.
What was your name?
Michael.
Michael. Thank you, Michael. Okay, this is Blackfoot, Idaho desert. This is the Idaho Potato Museum in my town.
Картошки.
Kartoshka, yes. The Idaho Potato Museum in my town. We're very proud of our potatoes. Blackfoot, Idaho is called the potato capital of the world. We're very proud. This is because Blackfoot makes more potatoes than any other place in the world. Okay, I grew up on a dairy farm. A dairy farm. A dairy farm is with cows, and they produce milk. It gives milk. And so my father made milk on the farm. Okay? A farmer, yes. A farmer, yes. Thank you. Okay. I grew up Mormon. Has anybody ever heard of Mormons before? Mormotsky. Yes. Okay. I grew up Mormon. I went on a mission for my church for 2 years. I was Mormon. And I went on a mission. I knocked on people's doors. It says, "Hi, you want to hear about Jesus?" Yes, very strange. Even stranger. My great-great-grandfathers were polygamists. Does anybody know, teachers? Does anybody know what a polygamist is? Anybody? Raise your hand. Raise your hand. Yes, what is a polygamist?
Many wives.
Yes, it's a man who has many wives. Like a Muslim, yes. Okay, yes. And so my great-grandfathers, Mormons, used to be polygamists. And so my great-grandfathers were polygamists. So, okay? Okay. Do I have your interest? Yes?
Yeah.
Okay. Good.
Especially men.
Okay, my legal practice. Okay? My legal practice. This is my legal business. It started, first of all, I want to ask, why do you want to be a lawyer? Why do you want to be a lawyer? You can make a lot of money. He said you can make a lot of money in the USA. Okay, good. All right. You in the pink. Why do you want to be a lawyer? Hmm?
Why? Why do you
Stand up. Stand up. Why do you want to be a lawyer? You don't want to be a lawyer.
Because it's a very interesting work.
Money? No?
Because of money.
Okay, no money. Okay. Anybody else? Way in the back, on the telephone, on the back seat, right there. Can you stand up? Yes. Why do you want to be a lawyer? She does not want to be a lawyer. Okay. All right. You in the back, in the gray, stand up. Why do you want to be a lawyer?
I don't know.
Okay.
So maybe it's
He's
good
going
to
to be
know
customs
the
officer.
rules
You know,
and
Okay. Okay. Well, why do you want to work with the law then? Okay. Why do you want to work with the law?
With the law.
Why do you want to do? Why do you want to be a customs officer?
I think it sounds like stability.
Good. Good. Okay. You in the back. Can you stand up again? Yes. Do you want to be a customs officer?
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Class clown. Yes. Okay. Why do you want to be a customs officer? And? Okay.
I like dogs.
I like dogs. Okay. Good. Okay. Anybody else? Anybody else want to tell me why they want to be a lawyer? In the glasses. Right here, stand up. Why do you want to be a lawyer? Or why do you want to be a customs officer? Stand up.
Ah, Mary.
Mary, why do you want to be a customs officer?
Interesting.
Very interesting. Okay.
Intriguing.
Do you like dogs?
Romantic.
It's romantic.
A uniform. Sexy uniform.
So any reason? Mary? Oh, no, Mary. Why else do you want to be a customs officer?
Customs officer. Why?
Why?
maybe it is a bully. Sorry.
Why have you chosen this faculty? You told me on the first course.
In Russian, why do you want to be a customs officer?
In Russian.
Потому что интересно. Также хотелось бы работать в таможенных органах и смотреть за контрабандой, за перевозом грузов и составление деклараций и так далее.
Okay, I understand two words: contraband and declaration. Thank you. You can sit down. Okay. So, this is why, thank you very much for sharing why you want to be a customs officer and why you want to practice the law. You want to help practice the law. Okay, people ask me, why are you here a lot? Why would an American with a big house and a car and a beautiful Russian wife decide to come to Russia? To help Russians.
Thank you.
To help Russia by helping Russians. Okay. Okay, how many people have visited Europe? How many people have been to Europe? Raise your hands. Everybody, raise your hands if you've been to Europe. How many people have visited Europe? Europe. Okay. How many people have visited America? One person. One person. Wow. Stand up, please.
It's very fast.
What's your name? Dima. Where were you in America?
Actually, most places, Michigan, California, County, Los Angeles,
And Seattle. Seattle.
Quite Washington State.
Oh, Seattle. So Seattle, California, and Michigan. Good. What's your favorite state?
I think California plus one.
Florida is the best, I think.
California is the best. Okay, thank you very much, Dima. California is the very best because they have trees that are like this. And you're right here. They're the biggest trees in the world. I love America because of the nature, and they have the biggest trees in the world in California. Did you see the biggest trees in the world?
Kind of. I saw lots of big trees in Los Angeles.
No, that's not the biggest trees in the world. No.
How are they called?
That's the
It's big. Yeah, I know.
Sequoia forest.
Sequoia, yes.
Sequoia forest.
Sequoia. Самые большие деревья в мире. Самые
Sequoia
высокие.
forest. They have a tree that they put a hole in it and cars go through it.
Да.
Very big.
Машины даже в стволы уезжают. Большие.
Yes. Am I speaking too fast?
No, that's right.
Am I speaking okay? Okay. Okay. How many of you want to live in another country? How many of you want to live in another country? Really? Do you understand the question? Maybe Can you say it in Russian? How many people want to live in another country?
Сколько хочет жить в другой стране?
Patriots,
Are you patriots?
Are you all patriots?
Oh, все патриоты.
Okay. Surprise. Surprise.
That is more.
Okay.
Maybe not the serious.
Okay. All right. So, I'm going to ask you. This is why I'm here. I'm going to explain why I'm here in Russia and why I became a lawyer. Okay? Why does the world love America? Does anybody know?
Apple.
Apple computer. Yes. Anybody else? Why does the world love America? We'll talk about why the world hates America later. Why does the world love America? Oh yes, right there. What's your name? Huh? Nikita, extra credit. You very good student. Yes. The American dream. Yes. What is the American dream? Huh, guys? What is the American dream? Lots of money, yes.
Making money.
Yes, lots of money, exactly. Okay, it's propaganda. That's why people love America. Is their propaganda. America gives freedom to the world. We help everybody in the world. That's what we believe. We help everyone. And we're just so kind and nice. And we give money to everybody. And we're just so friendly. Great. Yay, America. Yay. Okay. Okay. Yes. And the corporations. The companies. You mentioned Apple. Yes?
McDonald's.
Apple, what else? McDonald's, what else? IBM, Disney. In the back, anybody? Shell? Chrysler, yes. Many companies, yes. Camel cigarettes, yes. Anybody else? Okay. McDonald's, good, yes. Many companies. A lot of media companies, like movies. A lot of television shows and movies. Hollywood. Propaganda. A lot of propaganda. Okay. All right. Somebody's talking. Cool. Okay. All right. Now, when I was little, when I was younger than you, maybe about 2. Who's 16 here? Anybody 16? No? 17?
17 кому?
17? Come on, I won't bite. No. 18. There's nobody here that's 18. Oh!
18.
Okay. I was 18 in 1990. What happened? What was happening in 1990? Yes. What was happening in 1990? The USSR collapsed. Yes. But before that, it was the Cold War.
Cold War.
Холодная война. So I grew up with movies like this. This was our propaganda about America, about Russia, about the terrible Russians. The terrible Russians that want to kill Americans. This is a movie. It's called Red Dawn. I'm going to show you 1 minute of Red Dawn. This is our propaganda that we grew up on, okay? This is an American teacher in an American classroom, and there's parachutes coming down. That's okay, no problem. Okay, no problem. Okay, that's okay. No worries.
What this Afro-American is going to tell us about?
Okay, this African American, this is from a movie called Red Dawn. Has anybody ever seen the movie Red Dawn? Yes, Red Dawn, okay. The new one or the old one? The both one. Okay, there's a one from Red Dawn from the Cold War. And this is an American school teacher in America, in the middle of America. And he's just a nice school teacher. He's a good American. He's nice. He's kind like all Americans, we believe. And then suddenly, he sees a parachute coming down. It's okay, no problem.
So the parachute coming down. Parachute
Yes.
Russian.
Yes.
Maybe 3 in America.
Yes.
Проникновение русских в Америку.
Yes, American. That was me growing up. That was the terrible Americans who were going to come and take America. And then this was an advertisement. Has everybody knows McDonald's, yes? Everybody knows Burger King? Has anybody heard of Wendy's?
Yep.
Wendy's, yes?
Yep.
Wendy's. Also hamburgers, yes? This is an American commercial, and this is what we thought Russians looked like. This is a funny American commercial selling hamburgers, talking about what Russians looked like when I was growing up.
пропаганда была, как вы видели русские в те времена, когда он был молодой. В Америке показывали про нас вот это. 90-е
Having no choice is no fun. That's why at Wendy's, every hamburger is impressed the same. Get your choice of fresh toppings, fresh tomatoes, fresh lettuce, fresh onions, cheese, bacon, and more. Having a choice is better than nothing. Choose fresh. Choose Wendy's.
Okay. American propaganda. Okay. Today there's American propaganda. Today we have a lot of bad feelings about Russians, Americans do. So yes. Okay. One thing that I grew up learning was America, not Russia, won the World War II. America won. If it wasn't for America, everybody would be speaking German. So in Russia, everybody feels like Russian won the World War, which is more true. But our propaganda, America won the Patriotic War, World War II.
В Америке пропаганда, что они выиграли Вторую мировую. У нас что мы?
Okay. So, why did I become a lawyer and why am I here? That was the question. So, on September 11th, I was living in Odessa, Ukraine. Okay? And it was a shock. It was a shock for everyone. It was a shock especially for Americans. And we were all very shocked. Like, how could this happen? Like, Боже мой, Yes. And this is me, and this is my Bishaya now. This is my wife. We were married for 10 years. And these are my friends. And this is Jasm. He's a Muslim from Dubai. He was my best friend. And he told me how much he hated Americans. And I'm like, oh, how could anybody hate Americans? We're the best. We're so kind. We love everybody. We're such a good people. And so I started to think. And so I returned to America with Sasha, Alexandra, Knaiva. I returned to America, Alexandra Knaiva. And I went to law school. And I went to law school in San Antonio, Texas. Okay, and this is San Antonio, Texas. Very, very beautiful. Very beautiful. And in law school, I studied about international law, and I got two diplomas. I got one diploma for law, and then I got a different diploma for diplomacy. Diplomatic stuff. Yes. Okay. Yes. This is an American law school, and schools here and law schools are different than here. In America, you have to have a 4-year degree. You go to school for 4 years, and then you go for another 3 years for a law degree, and it's called a Juris Doctorate. And this is what a law class looks like. It's very big. It's about 100 to 200 students. And everybody has a laptop, and they're clicking like this. Everyone's typing. That's an American law school. Okay? Okay. I wrote a scientific paper on why Muslims hate America. Okay? I was very interested in why Muslims hate America. And what I found was the more weapons, I don't know if they know the word weapons. The more weapons Americans give to a country, the more country's people hate America.
чем больше Америка дает оружие другим странам, тем больше люди, живущие в этих странах, ненавидят Америку.
Okay. After law school, I became a lawyer in Washington, D.C., the capital of America. I was a lawyer there from 2009 to 2015. This is Washington, D.C., very tiny, about 20 kilometers. So, many lawyers. I worked for the Department of Health and Human Services. It's a government organization. Okay? And while I was there, does anybody know where Guatemala is on the map? Anybody? Guatemala. Где Guatemala?
No.
Blue. Where's Guatemala? Which color? Pink? No. Colorful shirt. Which one is Guatemala?
Green.
You don't have a colored shirt. Whoever said that. Go ahead. Colored shirt. Green. No. Guatemala. Okay. Who's next?
All these colors.
Guatemala. Which?
I don't know. Yellow.
Okay. Anybody? No? Oh, you're cheating. Okay. All right. Guatemala is this one. Wrong. That one right there. Okay. All right. That's Guatemala. Okay. Why am I talking about Guatemala? Because when I was working here, we had a lawsuit. What is lawsuit in Russian? Lawsuit. Isk. An isk. A suit. Yes, an isk. Okay, a suit. We had okay. And what happened is in Guatemala, there was a syphilis experiment by America. Syphilis is syphilis?
In Russian, it's the same.
It's the same, okay. So what happened is that the American government gave people syphilis. They gave 1,308 Guatemalans syphilis. It was an experiment. And 83 people died. You don't hear about this in American propaganda. This happens all the time. This is America. The people sued they sued America, and I helped the United States government. I helped the United States government against these people. I helped the government, and I was very sad in my heart because I thought it was wrong what the government did. It was very wrong. They killed 83 people. This is not the only example. There are many examples in history of the United States government doing this. They continue to do things like this today. Okay. All right. So what happened is in 2013, I got a divorce, razvod, Ishaya, and I became a lawyer. And what happened is I decided to help poor people, bedni, ludi. Okay? And in American propaganda, you never hear about poor people. In American movies and in American television, there are two law systems in America. There are two law systems. There's one for the rich, and there's one for everyone else. And I saw that every single day when I was an attorney. There are two law systems in America. You do not get that in propaganda. I did bankruptcy and foreclosure law. Do you know foreclosure? Foreclosure is where you try to save a house. Saharni Doma. I did, and what happened is my house was actually in bankruptcy. And I created this website, SueChaseBank.com. And I fought a bank called Chase. It's a multi-billion-dollar bank. And I also fought the federal government, and I won. And I won my house back.
Он потерял дом, а потом он подал в суд и выиграл обратно дом.
And this is my home. So this right here is a Ukrainian. and his wife. These were the Ukrainians I met. I illegally helped them come to America and immigrate because I thought it was wrong what was happening in Ukraine. And so I had them come over to America and find a job illegally as an attorney. And they're working right now in Ukraine because I thought it was wrong what was happening in Ukraine, what America and Russia and Europe were doing in Ukraine. So they are now in America, and I'm here in Russia. This is my home. I won the home from the bank, multi-billion-dollar banks, $300 to $400 an hour lawyers. I won the house. And what happened was I gave the house to my Vishaya, my ex-wife. I gave the house to my ex-wife and I said, I'm tired. I'm ready to do something better and new. And so then I decided to come here to Russia. Okay. It was a gift, yes. Now, 10, 15 minutes. Okay, this is just one of the lawsuits that I did for somebody, a Russian in America. I wrote a letter and I said to these $300 to $400 attorneys, I says, if you don't give the money back to this poor Russian woman, I will destroy your reputation. I will destroy your reputation. They gave the money back, $2,000. She later came to me because her husband beat her, and there was nobody saw him beating, and she's like, I thought America was different. I says, no, America, there's two laws in America. There's laws for the rich and there's laws for the poor. You're poor, so you lose. No rights, exactly. In everything, yes. It's the same, yes. But American propaganda is the best in the world. It really is. That's what bothers me, is that in Russia you understand there's rich and poor. In America, they're naive. They think that there is no rich and poor, that it's a good system, that it works. Okay, American propaganda is the best in the world. That is why America won the Cold War. America is the most violent country in the world, but people still love America. Okay, again, people ask me, why are you here? Often, to help Russians by helping Russia by helping Russians, to make Russia stronger. I was here for 1 month, and I was fired from a job. Уволен. I was fired as an English teacher. And I was very angry. I was like, this isn't right. What they did was wrong. And I said, I'm going to sue them. And all my Russians, every person in this room says, you can't sue a business. You can't do that. And I says, yes, I'm going to sue a business. I'm going to sue them. And I'm going to get money from them. I found 2 Russian lawyers to help me for free. I sued my first English employer for 1 million rubles. My second Russian lawyer said, you cannot settle the case. To settle, to like... yes. I settled the case in 4 months for 120,000 rubles without my Russian attorney. Since that time, this is the Russian lawsuit. I've got another Russian lawsuit with another school. And this is the website, simplyenglishscam.com. They do illegal things. You're supposed to be paid twice a week in Russia. That's the law. You're supposed to give, if somebody fires you, they're supposed to give you 3 days or 2 weeks notice. Nobody follows the law because nobody goes to court. Nobody goes to court here. Nobody says, this is my right, I should go to court. This is wrong what you're doing. And because of that, employers in Russia treat people here badly.
Работодатели обращаются у нас в российских как хотят, плохо, потому что мы не отстаиваем свои права. Мы не идем в суд, не подаем. Он сейчас рассказывает о том, что он подал в суд в России и выиграл. Уже 2 дела. Мы не боремся за права. Не используем право.
Yeah. So, I want to become a Russian to help Russians. Okay? All right, an experience as a teacher, really quickly, American and Russian life. The difference between Americans and Russians. 5 minutes, okay. The difference between Americans and Russians. Americans are peaches.
Американцы это персики.
and Russians are eggs.
Why?
Why? Why? Yes. Stand up. Stand up.
I'm winning.
Where are candies?
No. Because we are hard outside and we are very soft inside.
Yes.
That's why.
Exactly.
We are eggs.
Yes.
Not boiled eggs.
Not boiled eggs. No. Not boiled eggs. So in American propaganda, in American propaganda, we used to watch television, and it was always during the winter. We thought Russia was always in winter when I was a child. We always thought it was cold here, and there was never summer because all we saw was winter. And all the Russian people were like this. They were like this, and we're like, oh, they're so unhappy because they're not capitalists, because they're not Americans. What it is that Russians. Okay, what it is Russians are they don't show their emotions. Americans have a fake smile all the time. Yes? Yes, we always smile. Yes. Americans are very difficult to get to know deep down. It's easier to get to know Russians, and that is why I love Russia, and that's why I love Russians, is because I could become friends and very lifelong friends with people much easier than Americans. Americans smile a lot, and they're very good customer service, right, Dima? Really good customer service, yes? Very good customer service. They're always smiling, but it's fake. I like Russians because they're hard on the outside, but it's a very thin shell. You break open the shell, and it's very warm and soft. Okay. All right. That's it.
You are welcome to ask any questions. So we've got 5-7 minutes for discussing questions, and then we will continue our second part with your presentation. Okay? So, please, questions.
Questions about the tree.
Вопросы.
Yes, Natalia. Nastya.
Do you have any hobbies?
Huh?
Do you have any hobbies?
Yes, I like to ski. I like to hike. I hate to dance. Hate to dance.
No.
Yes, sir.
Do you want to live in Russia?
Yes, I want to become a Russian citizen. So, yes. Yes. Does anybody know the television show Let's Get Married?
Yeah.
I was on a television show on Monday. Last Monday.
В понедельник он участвовал в программе «Давай поженимся».
I walked out. I walked out.
Why? Why have you walked out?
It slows me.
Russian women are very slow. Yeah, no?
No, the women were wonderful. The women were wonderful. Okay, any other questions?
Questions, please.
Or I'll start calling on somebody. No questions? Yes.
When did you marry with your wife?
My Bishaya?
Yeah.
2002.
Yes. 2002.
Any other personal questions?
No. Okay.
All right.
Thank you, Travis.
Thank you.